Hello everybody, we are back at Salute. I have stopped off with Stu and it is time to find out what's happening with War Cradle and Wild West Exodus. Stu, please tell me there's good news, mate.
No, it's all terrible. No, yeah, we've got loads and loads of stuff. It's been pardon the voice, it's been a long day so far. Yeah, it's got some great stuff happening with Wild West Exodus. We've got a second edition coming out in September. We've got an open beta test in May, so everybody gets an opportunity to get involved. We want the community feedback on making it the best possible version of the game. We've got loads of new plastic miniatures coming out. We've got resin figures coming out. We've got background. We've got novels. We've got comics. It's going to be great. It's going to be really, really good.
This sounds absolutely fantastic. And the demo tables today look absolutely beautiful. Are these ones that you guys have built yourselves, or are these ones you guys brought in?
They're a mix. We've got some of the stuff we've built in-house. Some of it we've arranged to have sort of terrain makers and things create it for us. We really want to make sure that people get obviously a good impression of the game, but also that they see that the game, it's not just about people playing, cowboys and whatever. There's much more to the game than that. It's not just even though it's called Wild West Exodus, it's not just about the Wild West.
Yeah. Well, I remember whenever I was first reading through the novels, there is such a depth of history you guys can go into for the backstory, and across the entire globe, there are so many characters from history that could be brought into this world and made into something incredible. Are we hoping to see some of that?
Yeah, I think the historical, so Wild West Exodus is set in 1870X, it's in the 1870s, but it isn't our world. It's a world that something happened, or a series of things have happened about 4,000 years ago that have started to shift the way that the world has become. Now that shift is happening in a couple of different ways. And one of the ways is that, so yes, there are some historical characters, but the world that they grew up in and the world that they now are in is totally different to our 1870. Yeah. So, obviously you've got things like aliens and werewolves and all the weird and wonderful stuff, but even on a more fundamental level. So what we've been able to do in terms of our vision for the game, for us it's really important that, okay, the game's from the 1870s, is in when it's set, but we're not approaching with a 19th century kind of mentality, where it's basically a load of white guys with all the power and nobody else gets a look in for anything. So for us, it's a modern game, and it's a world, it's a fantasy world. It's a fantasy version of the 1870s. So we're making sure that front and centre in that is the kind of the sensibilities and the attitudes that we have today. So women are really important. Everybody is entitled to an equal chance in life, not just because of where they were born or how they were born. So you will see a lot of our releases and a lot of the miniatures and things, you'll sort of go, oh, historically, I don't think that could have happened. We don't really care.
Fantasy world.
It's a fantasy game, not being funny. It's a game that's got, massive werewolves and things in it. Do I care whether or not there's a black woman who's an officer in the Union Army?
Exactly.
Yeah, it gives us an opportunity to come up with cool stuff. You get stuff like all the portraits and things we've got around here with all the...
These are absolutely beautiful. I love what you've done with your stand this year. It's gorgeous.
Well, it's really the visual, the narrative is really important to us, and for second edition, which is what we're bringing out in September, it's about narrative play. It's about having these really amazing characters, some of them based on historical characters, some of them are brand new because the way the world has evolved has meant that these people had a role to play, and we're making sure that they have stories to tell. And when you build an army, when you put your models together and get a game going, it's really clear what the story is that you're telling. And for me, that's probably the most exciting part of it.
This sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm sure you remember the Wild West Exodus week we did. I fell in love with the game, I fell in love with the world, so I cannot wait to see what you guys are doing with it. I really want to get you guys across to actually do some filming with us at some point. We'll see what we can do. But other than that, speaking of armies, we're doing a mega prize bundle for Salute this year. Do you guys maybe want to drop something into the pot for us?
It's weird because I actually have this large second edition army just sitting around, and I thought I need a really good cause to give it to, so they can give it away. So yeah, absolutely. If you're for your very good cause, I'm sure I have an army bundle waiting for you.
Okay, guys, that is fantastic. Stu, thank you very much, mate.
You're very welcome.
Good luck with everything at War Cradle, guys. Make sure and get your comments in. We still have lots to check out here at Salute, but this has to be one of my favorites this year. We'll move on. We will see you again later.